real life, I wanted to drive fast, shoot guns, fly, and blow up things. But that's not very feminine or realistic, so I needed to find another outlet for my adrenaline, and that's why I became a member of the video game culture. Now, the video game culture is rather large, and there's many co-cultures, but I decided on the Xbox 360 co-culture. Now, the Xbox 360 co-culture helped shape my views and beliefs, and that applies to the standpoint theory. Now, my video gamers culture is a collection of different platform users. And the platforms are different consoles, and the consoles include Xbox 360, PlayStation, PSP, Nintendo DS, and the Wii. And each console has a variety of unique users. The video game developers decide on which console that they want to target for younger kids, teenagers, and possibly even adults that want to use them. And they distinguish this by age and gaming style, such as the Wii is for younger users that play with their families, and Nintendo DS is also for younger users that want to use it portably on trips, and then the Xbox 360, which is my co-culture, and that's for teenagers who will play sort of a competitive style game. And I was funneled into this co-culture because of my age group and my gaming style. My co-culture, the Xbox 360, has a variety of values and beliefs, and that includes no team kills, which is playing a game and someone shoots at you and you look over and they're on the same team. Now that's rather frustrating. Another thing is no kill stealing. So someone's shooting at someone over and over and over, draining all their bullets, and then someone else kills them at the last second. And so you don't get the stats for that, and it's super frustrating. And then the last one is no cheating. Now, people find rather creative ways to cheat, and that is also very frustrating. So, when you play with different type of people that use these methods, it's not very fun, and it's not a positive experience. But that narrows them down into different groups, which is respectful players, rude players, relaxed players, and competitive players. And depending on how you communicate with different players, you can determine what people are in which category. Now, the expectations of the gameplay is respect. And depending on how you play, you earn respect or you lose respect. And that's how people determine if they want to play with you or if they want to even block you if you're not being a respectful player. And depending on how you communicate with your teammates and opponents, it determines your community stance and how well you're ranked in the community. And if you play with a large group of people all over the world, or if you're just playing with your friends who can stand you because you're being a rude player. Now, the Xbox 360 co-culture is individualistic, which means your own stats matter and you're earning your own achievements. Now, you can play as a team, but you're still earning your own statistics and you're still earning your own achievements. But communicating well with your teammates and being a respectful player to your opponents, you can earn higher stats because you're playing a better game. Now, when you're communicating with all these different people, you're realizing that people communicate differently, and there's all different ways of communicating. And this helps shape how you view the world because you're communicating with people all over and you're seeing all these different types. So then, that leads into the standpoint theory, which is when this shapes your own views and beliefs of how people communicate. Since the Xbox 360 demands and expects communication with players, you really have to figure out your communicating style and other people's communicating style during each game. And after experiencing different communication styles, you learn that people respond differently to how you treat them and how you play the game. If you're respectful, you're going to have a positive experience in the game. You're going to have higher stats because you're having fun, and if you're even being nice to your opponents, it could just be a nice, fun game that you're relaxed and enjoying. You can even have a fun, competitive game as well. But it all depends on if you're communicating, because communicating is key to a fun game and key to raising your ranks and your statistics. But also, this can apply to real life, because you realize in real life people communicate differently. Not just in the video game world on Xbox. People communicate differently in relationships, with a boyfriend, with a friend, with a family member. People communicate in all these different ways. So you also need to apply this to yourself because you communicate differently. And it's different for everyone. You can communicate with a boyfriend in a positive way instead of arguing and fighting. You can really understand each other and really understand that you need to change how people communicate with you and how people perceive you. And I found that you need to do that with your life. You need to communicate and understand people, and that helped me with the video game co-culture. And I talked about the video gamers culture, which then I narrowed down to the Xbox 360 co-culture due to my age and the style of my play. Then my views and beliefs were changed, and that relates to the standpoint theory. And finally, I was able to drive and shoot and fly and blow up things. While not very feminine, I got to do it learning about communicating and learning about how people are different and how they perceive you in different ways. And you need to be able to figure out and really change yourself to be able to communicate and have positive experiences in life. Thank you.